YouTube, it's harder to make work in the beginning because it just won't convert right away. The key is, okay, how can you spend $2,000 a day, $3,000 a day? The difference between YouTube is that a lot of people want to mess with the bids the same day. They want to mess with the budget the same. That's not how it works.
What advice do you have for someone starting out?
For someone starting out now, don't do it unless you're glutton for punishment. Most businesses fail because they're underfunded. If you don't have a job, money coming in, you're going to lose money in the beginning.
Hey guys, real quick, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Ringba, the #1 call tracking platform. If you haven't already, make sure to get the pay-per-call revolution if you want to learn what all the excitement is about pay-per-call. All right, everyone, I have a very special guest, one of my neighbors down here in Colombia, Rafael Moreta. What's up, my man?
What's good, bro?
This is our YouTube expert. This man has done some damage when it comes to media buying on YouTube. How did you first get started, first in the affiliate space, but also with YouTube specifically?
Well, in the affiliate space, it all was because of an accident. So when I first came down here in 2009, I started a debt settlement call center, and that went kind of well for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. They changed some rules back then, so I was under an affiliate, so it wasn't going to be profitable for me to continue as is. I did notice that one of our major, not competitors, but somebody else in the space, they were doing pay-per-call back then. That's how they were generating leads. So I was like, okay, internet stuff, I can figure it out. Lo and behold, hundreds of dollars later, $1,000 later, I did not figure it out at that moment, but that's pretty much when I started getting involved in the affiliate space one way or another. Paid advertising, to be more specific. So I'd say around 2011, that's when I started doing Google ads, things of that nature. And
like search, not...
Yeah, search. I just did Google search. I mean, I think there wasn't really much. It was just Google display and search.
Yeah.
YouTube didn't even exist.
You and Gary Vaynerchuk were running ads.
Correct. And I did have some profitable campaigns. Probably campaigns that don't exist anymore, but they were very profitable, very easy to run back then. And I'd say I really stopped doing affiliate stuff, I want to say around 2014, 15, because I tried PPV, mobile DSPs, everything that was out there, I tried it. But it just didn't work for me as well as the Google search stuff that was working, and specifically for that type of offer that worked very well. So I'd say I really got involved again in the early 2000s, but more dabbling, 2020s, excuse me, but just dabbling here and there. But I'd say as far as full gear, mostly, I want to say like a year and a half ago, there was an affiliate that took my course on YouTube ads, but not my course, I'm the instructor on the course of YouTube ads. And he came to Medellin. And I started talking to him, and he started talking to me about all these numbers, you know, and so on and so forth. Eventually, I found other affiliates had taken the same course, and that's when I really got more involved in the space. So I want to say probably 2.5 years ago, and went to Affiliate World last year, went to Affiliate Summit East last year.
Which Affiliate World did you go to?
I went to Barcelona.
I don't think I saw you in Barcelona. Maybe I didn't.
Nah, you were in Barcelona. We just hadn't met each other. I know because you were talking to one of the guys that I met here in Medellin, and you guys were having conversation. But yeah, we didn't really connect in Barcelona per se.
Affiliate Summit. I met you right before or right after Affiliate Summit.
Yeah, after Affiliate Summit East, that's when you met me. In Affiliate Summit East, I met a few of the other guys, some people that had already taken my course. I actually met them in person. So I'd say, like, really heavily involved, more so, I'd say the last 2 years.
Nice. What are some of the differences you see running affiliate traffic now versus when you first started doing Google back in like 2010, 2011?
I mean, back then, you could just, anybody had a network, so you could just join anything. The first offer I was running it direct, like with the affiliate links and all that stuff. And Google search.
Oh my.
On Google search, and they let it slide. And then eventually, after like 2 months running the campaign, they suspended my account. But for whatever reason, they unsuspended it. Don't know why. I put an appeal, and they unsuspended it, which it's now suspended, but it doesn't matter anymore. So that also, like the traffic sources, there's so many traffic sources, which a lot of them exist now, but you had a lot of like air push was new back then. You had a lot of mobile DSPs, people that ran display traffic. They ran it more on like Site Scout and other networks.
All the weird placements.
Yeah, all these other display placements that some people were killing it. Don't know how, but they were killing it. And you have pay-per-view traffic was huge. I mean, I think it still exists to a certain point. But, we're talking about native didn't exist. Facebook was brand new. It was just some little ads in a little corner.
2012, 2013.
And you would get really, really cheap clicks. But Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
People ran Plenty of
the
Fish.
dating site, yeah.
Yeah. So
people are killing it with Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, and most of the offers were more like the stuff we would call, I don't know, gray hat, but just
maybe black hat.
It was just win an iPhone. Like the sweepstakes have been around forever. So most of the stuff, some stuff was subscription, carrier billing, which that's a whole nother bag of worms. But I think that's the difference. The difference was back then was it was definitely more wild west. You apply to any network, you get approved. Maybe they paid you, maybe they didn't. Anybody was running the network stuff, and traffic sources were all over the place. Nowadays, you have, you go through a slight process. They'll check
some
up
vetting.
on you. Some vetting. It's not crazy vetting. It's just to get rid of people that just totally not interested and they're just, or maybe trying to scam.
But
or
not
something.
serious. Or
Yeah, correct. But you have a mix of those offers, but now a lot of the offers are more, I guess what you call white hat, like whatever, home service offers, even insurance, finance, things of that nature. So that's the biggest difference that I see. And obviously the traffic is way more expensive than before. Now you have tons of spy tools. Now stuff is more, creative has always been important, but now you have more networks that use the video creative. So it just adds an extra element because you can only do so much with an image, but with video you can do tons of things. And there's way more traffic platforms that are scalable. Like native didn't exist back then. Now native exists, super scalable. TikTok wasn't around. It's brand new to the block. So I think those are the major differences. Offers are there's more legitimate offers available, there's more vetting, and there are more traffic sources that aren't like, not to knock pop traffic, but you know what I mean. So I think those are the major differences.
What have you been working on most recently, like the last 1 or 2 years?
Most recently, ACA most heavily. We're just now testing other things right now.
And almost all YouTube for that, right?
Yeah, it was all YouTube. So YouTube itself, I started that in 2018 or 19. I don't remember when. I didn't know anything about YouTube, but I had ran primarily, I ran every traffic source. Google, Facebook, Pinterest, native, pop, PV, CPV, whatever, you name it. But Google is my bread and butter. That was the first thing. I always knew, even the structuring, having the MCC, having the right, how to get something approved once it's suspended. So when that came across, I was working with an agency, and YouTube ads was a thing. And first I started out optimizing campaigns according to what they said, and then I just figured out my own system, and that pretty much became the base system of the company at that time. And going forward, that's when the company decided to create a course, and I was the main instructor of the course at that moment.
5 seconds of fame, baby.
What's up?
It's still going.
No, it's still going.
You're still on YouTube.
I'm still on YouTube. Well,
teaching YouTube.
Yeah, because you have to do certain content to promote the course and things of that nature. I don't know if I'm still on the course anymore, but I was at that moment. And so, yeah, I feel very comfortable with YouTube. I feel like YouTube is actually pretty easy, in my opinion. Just the way you manage it. It's really hands off. And I say easy, it's just because it really comes down to creatives. I can sit down and I can tell you, hey, target this person that lives in this state, that has this income level, and so on and so forth. And sometimes that targeting does work for certain types of funnels. But for the most part, for the affiliate stuff, B2C stuff, you can really just keep it broad. So it's just a matter of figuring out when to have a certain bidding, when to have a certain budget for a campaign, how to scale it horizontally. Like everyone has different ways of doing it, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to the creative that you have and really determining this creative is good or it's not good. And when it's not good, get rid of it. And you can launch 100 creatives and 99 may be trash, but the one that is good is gonna last you. And it's gonna last you for a while, which is a good thing. So
and that's the difference between Facebook though, right? Less.
So it's funny because Facebook, I really messed with it. I want to say right before I learned YouTube, I was messing with Facebook, and just I feel like there's so many changes, so on and so forth. But yeah, one ad today is good, then it's bad tomorrow, and then it's should I just dupe this? Should I surf and all these other things? So yeah, it's definitely different. I've had campaigns, I want to say a year and a half ago that, yeah, they were kind of consistent, but whenever we run into campaigns we're trying to like milk it. We're not trying to just, okay, I'm gonna spend 100 today, I'm gonna spend 120 tomorrow, 20% rule, that stuff.
Yeah.
We're trying to like, okay, this works.
Get as much as we can.
Let's spend $1,000 a day. Oh, let's spend $5,000 a day. Because you don't know how long the things are gonna last. So it's tricky. But I do feel like YouTube, it's harder to make work in the beginning because it just won't convert right away. And once you find that ad, it can really be hands off. That's what I like about it.
Why do you think so many people coming from Facebook to YouTube have such a hard time with it and a lot of people give up?
Because the thing I don't like about Facebook is I feel like, and maybe I may be wrong, you really got to be in there. Like, you got to launch, oh, it's working. Let's go. Launch, dupe, whatever. Keep it moving, keep an eye out. Day is over. Start again next day. YouTube is not like that. So people want results right away. First of all, Facebook is one of those things that you may not even know media buying. Like if I tell anybody to start out media buying, I would say just go with Facebook first. Like if something's gonna be more likely to work at a quicker pace, it's gonna be Facebook.
The feedback loop's quicker.
Yeah. You see right away, oh, you set up an e-com shop. Oh, someone bought my earrings from China for $10. Great, cause this is awesome. Like you don't really gotta know what you're doing to get a conversion. I feel like, but with Facebook, you really have to do a lot of some optimizations here and there to scale it. And you realize at low budgets, a lot of things work. That's easy. Like I could start a campaign $10 a day. Like, oh wow, I'm getting a purchase. Oh wow, I got a lead. But the key is, okay, how can you spend $2,000 a day, $3,000 a day? The difference between YouTube is that, honestly, YouTube, first of all, you have to give it time. You can't just launch. Usually the first day results are trash, period. Yeah. Whatever you launch. It could be the greatest ad in the world, and it's just gonna be garbage.
It has nothing to do with the creative. It's just
it's just how it works. So the platform, I feel like YouTube is driving a bus or driving a truck, a big vehicle. You gotta start turning over here if you want to go over there. You gotta be patient. A lot of people want to mess with the bids the same day. They want to mess with the budget the same day.
That was me, I know.
That's not how it works. You really gotta let it cook for a bit. And the reality is, I look at it as investment. Everyone, especially younger, everyone likes crypto. Everyone likes Bitcoin. They want the stuff that's gonna make them a millionaire overnight. YouTube is more, the stock market. It's Warren Buffett. You gotta take your time, but it's gonna make you money, and it's gonna be.
It's a good analogy.
The scale to me is just there. It's just a bit more consistent. Now, I won't lie. Like recently, there have been more issues, especially in the affiliate space with YouTube, just because Google has been more restrictive on the advertising and policies, things of that nature. And, people in our space are very creative. Let's just put it that way. So that has been an issue. That wasn't an issue back then. But this always happens. This is something that, when Facebook started banning ad accounts, people come to YouTube. And then YouTube, oh, it's great. Nothing happens. Before and after pictures, no problem. Then all of a sudden they get restrictive on one, and then people go to the other ad account. That's just normal. That's just part of the game. But for people that start giving up, it's not about spending a lot of money in the beginning. It's literally having rules for your ads, how much you're gonna give it to spend, pumping out a whole bunch of creatives, and giving it time. Give the ad 2 to 3 days. It doesn't work, pause it, relaunch, and just keep doing that. And once you do that, you're gonna realize that it works. Unless your offer is trash, that's what's gonna happen. But for the most part, if your offer is working on Facebook, if it's barely working on Facebook, it may or may not work as well on YouTube, because the cost is just cost in YouTube when you're getting quality traffic, and not talking about shorts, talking about just the regular horizontal ad. When you're getting quality traffic, it's usually going to be slightly higher. That's just what it is. Shorts will give you better, could give you comparable CPCs and less.
Maybe better.
Sometimes better, yeah, sometimes better. But it may or may not convert, but it's just keep pushing ads and be patient, because the reality is, once you have it going, once your account is dialed in, to me, it becomes way more easy maintenance-wise. Like, I've ran campaigns and I'm spending whatever, 10, 20, 30K a day. And I'm not really making many changes. I may pause something here and there, whatever. I'm just refreshing. Oh, this is working. This is not working. That's it. But none of this crazy stuff, duping. And I'll launch the campaign that's at a certain level the next day. I won't have to bring down the budget and then do none of that stuff. So I think it's a personality thing. A lot of people, which I'm guilty of too, refreshing stats.
Of course.
Like I just looked at it. There's no difference than you grabbing your phone and checking. I just check social media. I'm going to check it again. Yeah. So I think it's a personality thing. But ideally, heck, if you make both work, even better.
Give me bullet points as concise and to the point as possible. Your 3-step or 5-step or 7-step process or system of how to go with a new campaign on YouTube from launch, test, scale, assuming it works.
Sure, that's easy. So launch, first of all, have conversion tracking in place. Very important. You'd be surprised. Launch, match conversions, maybe launch 3 or 5 ads, same campaign. You set up the spend based on whatever your rule is. Some people have 2 times CPA, no sales, whatever it is. You leave it alone. You check back 3 days later. You have a good ad. Let's say none of the ads worked. You relaunch that. You keep testing. You have a good ad. Cool. So you increase the budget. How you increase the budget is up to you. I like to go from 50 to, let's just say I started $100 a day, just bump it up another $100 a day. See how it performs. If it's performing well, launch that same good ad in a whole bunch of other campaigns that have audience segments. Just audience segments. But don't be specific. Just be like
random, like age,
car insurance,
sex,
whatever.
Yeah.
If you have data in the platform that's telling you insights that certain thing is working well, go with that. But at the end of the day, honestly, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure they're broad. And you keep the budget low. Whatever keeps working, you keep increasing the budget. Whatever doesn't work according to your rules, you pause. And in the meanwhile, you're testing some stuff. Start out broad in the beginning, no problem. Broad is going to give you usually the best scale. All campaigns will tap out at a certain campaign spend, whether it's $3,000 a day, $4,000 a day. Nobody knows until it happens. And once that happens, you lower the budget to where it previously worked well. If that doesn't work, you relaunch the campaign and you get it to that level. You make notes. Okay, broad works for this ad at $3,000. In market for car insurance works at this level at $1,500. And you just keep doing that. And before you know it, you're spending whatever, 15, 20 a day. That's how I would go about it. Brand new account, just keep it simple.
But Rafael, it sounds too simple. This can't be real.
That's literally what it is, man. That's literally the system that I use.
It's all the creative, more or less, to a point.
It's really the creative, man. It's
with
all
a good
it is.
offer, of course. With a good offer.
Of course, assuming the offer works. Like the only other time when you need some targeting, like when you're running high ticket funnels, it does help out to exclude certain income levels. And you could always test that with other types of offers, maybe home service offers or things of that nature. You always play around with that. But if you think a campaign that's not working at all is going to work better because you're targeting, it's not. Like, you can eke out some wins and eke out some improvements on something that is working by maybe messing around with the targeting, but it should be something targeting that's like applied universally across all the campaigns. Not like, oh, auto insurance, I'm gonna take away lower 50%. Banking, I'm gonna take away top 10%. None of that stuff. But it really is that simple.
Where do you think, now that YouTube is tightening up a little bit on like the policy stuff, whether it's false flags or actual violations, what would you predict is next? Like what pivots are you making in anticipation for whatever you think is happening next?
I mean, that's tough. Like, honestly, I think it comes down to getting better offers. And when I say better offers, I don't necessarily mean something new, but better payouts on your offers, which may mean going more direct.
You could spend more.
Correct. Like, at the end of the day, why are people in our space, once again, creative when they make the ads? Is because they're trying to get the best spend. You have to be a little bit
aggressive,
clickbaity or aggressive. That's the key term I was looking for, to have the person click. You see, all ad traffic platforms are the same. You need a good CTR. You need a good CPM. CPM is going to be based on your audience targeting and competition and the inventory that exists. And your CTR is what your CTR. People look at your ad and they want to click on it. But obviously, you want to have something that converts. But I think, as far as the space is concerned, it's very different than, let's just say, I'm promoting an offer for lead gen that pays me $10, and I find a way that same offer pays me $30. If I'm backing out at 20, all of a sudden I went from not profitable to profitable. So to me, that's one of the main things. You guess and keep maybe toying around with the other, Performance Max, Demand Gen, but Demand Gen is even more strict. But honestly, I think as far as YouTube is concerned, that's what it is. It's really getting involved with these offers without having to do any other tactics. It's really getting offers that get better payout and really understanding, because it all comes down to quality sometimes. The reason the payouts are so low is that the quality is so low because...
So they want to pay less because the quality's bad.
Yeah,
but then you send more traffic because you can't afford
correct.
it.
Like there's a reason you could look at the same offer, let's use solar for example, and somebody's paying $15 and somebody's paying $55 for the same lead. But there's a reason a lot of these networks, well, aside from other reasons, but there's a reason a lot of these networks or other providers are giving you these low payouts, because affiliates is trying to get paid, but they don't realize at the end of the other line, there's a business. They're trying to make money. There's a person, there's a business trying to make money. So you just can't like, oh, this person's like not even qualified, or they get rejected on all the applications and things of that nature. So it's a matter of that. Once you have good relationships and you have the back end figured out, then you can run it profitably and you won't have those policy issues.
And then you're not fighting to make a $10 payout work anymore. You're fighting to make a $30
that's just nearly
payout
impossible.
scale.
That's just nearly impossible.
Yeah.
That's why...
we're talking about auto insurance.
Yeah, just auto or just any other type of offer. All these other just home service offers, the payouts are ridiculously low. And then if you go direct to actual company, you see people getting paid, whatever, $100 for some of these offers. That takes a little bit more work, which we all know a lot of affiliates don't like to do some work, but that's what it comes down to. It's really not that sophisticated. I think at this case, it's just realizing the economies of your cost. Your cost is going to be at a certain level. It's only going to get worse. When someone tells me, oh, 5 years ago we used to get these CPCs, I'm like, God bless. That was 5 years ago. Things have changed, you know. So there's more people promoting YouTube. There's less. Technically, there's more inventory, but there's more people getting involved with it, and you have more things. Now you have Performance Max, which is probably taking away some of that inventory. So you may not know it, but someone else launching a Performance Max campaign, maybe one way or another, competing with some of your inventory. You just put some videos. Sometimes you don't even gotta put videos. They just make the videos for you. Like, you didn't even know. And Demand Gen the same. So these are all things you gotta take into account. But I think going forward, it's just really figuring that out, getting the quality. For high ticket purchases, like, $10,000, $20,000, YouTube crushes. I ran YouTube and Facebook against a lot of offers, and more cases than not, YouTube gives you better quality because the payout is better. It's just that.
Different audience.
Correct.
Very different than social.
You have to go after higher payout stuff if you really want to take advantage of YouTube, and hopefully not stuff in the health space, just because YouTube really likes
will kill you
dinging
in a heartbeat,
you because of that. Having said that, without having to take drastic measures, these are things that can be appealable. These are things that sometimes a simple phone call to the rep will fix, because of whatever YouTube has implemented as far as a review system. It's more automatic. So sometimes your ad should not be disapproved or be flagged. But a lot of people don't take the extra effort. You really just pick up the phone, you call them, and you're like, oh yes, you're right, and they'll approve it. So,
what are you most excited about in the affiliate space today?
Now, after everything I've been exposed to, I'm most excited about the fact that, it's gonna sound stupid when I say it, but it's literally a real business when you take all the components in the back end, right? And yeah, you could just be an affiliate and cash out and so on and so forth. But the more and more into it you're like, wait a minute, maybe I can control a little bit more of the back end, and you're gonna make more money. There's more control. Yeah, you're controlling the lander. You're controlling how the data is being passed. You're controlling your audience one way or another. So I'm excited of the possibilities that exist. Yeah, I could just pick an offer, launch it, so on and so forth, or I could just really create my own funnel and find a way to keep on monetizing the people that do get involved. So I don't think it's going anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. It just opens up your mind as to how to make a regular company work even better. Because I know all the information that we have, for example, someone doing lawn care service doesn't have that.
No.
So now it's just a matter of, how do I make this information work with that business that, they're going to have real payouts, whatever it is that they get paid monthly. The LTV on that customer is huge.
Yeah.
As opposed to me.
An acquisition system, more or less.
Correct. Now I could build an acquisition system for them that makes sense, maybe partake in some of the profits, and it's a real business, So I like that. I love that about the affiliate space.
What advice do you have for someone starting out now, and then also someone that's been in the affiliate space for a while? How can you help them?
For someone starting out now, don't do it. Unless you're glutton for punishment. I would say for someone starting out now, learn a traffic source, learn it well. If I were to choose a traffic source out of the blue, I would say Facebook to start. Learn how to do creatives, a lot, like CapCut, all that fun stuff. Just learn how to do it. Get a job. This is like every business.
No, bro.
Most businesses fail because they're underfunded, right? So if you don't have a job, money coming in, you're gonna lose money in the beginning. You don't know what you're doing in the beginning.
Guaranteed.
You can
that's
spy,
only guaranteed, right?
copy. That's the only guarantee. You will lose money in the beginning. So yeah, get a job to have funding. Know this is gonna take some time. Learn how to make creatives more than anything. If you're gonna launch a traffic source right now, start on Facebook. And whenever the big major affiliate conferences come about, go to them. Meet the people. You're gonna meet reps that will approve you. You're gonna meet reps in affiliate networks that are not that public. They don't just approve anybody, but once you meet them, they're gonna give you the better offers to work with. Because know that if you get accepted to the stuff where everyone gets accepted to, you're gonna get crappy payouts. They're gonna scrub your leads. I mean, I think everybody scrubs your leads, but they're gonna scrub it even more. And it's just not, and you're gonna have affiliate managers throwing you stuff that everyone else is testing. While you have some of these networks that they have stuff, they only run stuff, or mostly stuff that already works. So I guess if you're new in the space, once again, have funding come in, start out with Facebook, learn how to make video creatives and images and copy, more important than anything, and meet the people that are gonna take you to the next level, because everyone's chill. If you don't know who's who when you go to these open bar. Like I meet people and I didn't know who they were at the moment, and we just click, And I said, man, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's an added bonus, but it doesn't matter. And be truthful. Be truthful when you meet the people. People always want to help out up and coming affiliates. And for guys that, I guess you're talking about guys that are people, not guys and gals. People that are struggling, you're talking about that
just
already
in the space, yeah, maybe not really sure where to go next.
I mean, just take it seriously. Like if you're in the space, and let's just say you're making money in the space, hopefully you already understand how this works. Hey, this vertical's working. Let's kill it. What happens? It dies. Now we got to figure out the next thing.
Yeah.
Just really don't put all your eggs on one basket. Not everything is going to be a home run. Everyone's focused on the home run. When the reality is you got some other campaigns that may not be uber profitable, but if you're making 20% margin on a couple of grand spend a day, maybe even just $600 profit a day, at least it's there for when the home run falls apart. And hopefully looking beyond just the affiliate stuff, just look at it. Okay, when I generate this lead, where does it go? How does that person make money?
Thinking about the actual business behind it.
Thinking about the whole process from A to Z, and maybe, okay, how can I make money? How can I go up the next level? Just taking from the farm and taking it to the consumer. Stop being over here, the little retail guy. Maybe I could be wholesale. Maybe I could move up the chain. And I think that's for everybody. And for people that are struggling, is just looking at what they really know. What it's usually testing, and I know this from experience. I speak. It's usually from testing all these ad platforms, jumping on the newest trend, and so on and so forth. Just look at things. Look at longevity. Look at what's worked 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and what's working now. And if your answer is the same type of offer, figure out how to crack that type of offer. If wherever you see the ad is a certain platform, figure out that platform. And that's pretty much my advice for affiliates, whether they're new. Once again, the first thing I said is don't do it if you're new, unless you're glutton for punishment. And whether you're in the space for a while.
My man, thank you so much for dropping some YouTube bombs, some years of advice. How can people find you or learn more about you?
You can find me, my website name, but I haven't really put up anything on it. You can find me on Instagram, Rafael MRTA, and I'm on LinkedIn. You can link up with me there. But yeah, IG, Rafael MRTA, find me there. And when I can, you find me in conferences. That's it.
Oh man, we'll link back to all that. Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
All right, sir.